Hey, what up, everybody? Steviebreech coming to you. Now that I'm home, I thought I'd give you a longer description video of my thoughts on the Chris Jericho suspension. I honestly think that him getting suspended for 30 days is, a good deal. Just like I said in my other video, Brazil is a country that WWE and UFC are moving into, trying to make a lot more money down there. Anytime you can, move into a new country and take over. I've never really heard about WWE going to South America before. Maybe it just didn't make news, and maybe they've been down to Brazil before. But I know like UFC is hosting one of their Ultimate Fighters Brazil down there right now. I know you're only able to watch it on the internet right now, but I hear Meltzer and Brian Alvarez talk about it all the time about what's going on down there, and plus UFC is starting to do pay-per-views down there, so there is a big market down there that I think they could grab a hold of and bring more money into. This is the first time I've ever really heard that much of a backlash over somebody disgracing somebody's flag, but I guess they take their flag very strongly there. Just like if I don't think if anybody did it here in America, I don't think it would make as big as news. But there is a history with it. Shawn Michaels, did hump the flag and blew his nose on it, stuck it up his nose. The Canadian flag back during the Attitude Era. Canada was pretty lax. It might have even happened in the United States now that I think about it. Um, but Bret always says that it's not because they screwed over Bret Hart in Canada that everybody hates Shawn. Everybody hates Shawn for what he did to the flag, and that's why Canada's never really embraced Shawn Michaels as much. He got a little bit back, but as you can see, the one time he was trying to get the heel heat to go up against Hulk Hogan. Um, he got it pretty good when he did the fake Bret Hart entrance. I thought that was pretty good. I really liked it. I did fall for it. I was one of the people that really bid on it because people had heard the story about Bret Hart coming back. He didn't re-sign, but he sort of shook hands with Bret Hart. With Vince McMahon. They were going to make the Bret Hart DVD, and he was going to be hands on with it. Yeah, do interviews, pick his matches, so on and so forth. So I thought there was a chance that they were bringing him out there. But now I was one of those people that was pissed after the Michaels played the music and did the introduction, and he didn't come out. Yeah, I was one of those people that bit and hook, line, and sinker on that one. Thinking of Hulk Hogan, it also brings up my mind. You know, Vince went to Slaughter, and eventually he did ask Slaughter, said, "Hey, why don't you burn the American flag?" And that would get you a whole bunch of heat for the WrestleMania match with Hulk Hogan. Slaughter, sort of backed off on it, said he couldn't do it because he knew he would never be able to save his career after that. He was the Iraqi. He wasn't really a soldier. He was like a sympathizer, I think is what they called him, with Colonel Mustafa and General Adnan. I mean, those were different days back there. He just burned a Hulk Hogan shirt. That was what they came up with. But I mean, people went bananas on that. I don't think anybody's got heat like that in a long, long time. People were, calling in bomb threats. People threatened to kill Slaughter's wife at home. Vince had to put him up in a safe house for a while until that all blew over. I don't think they've ever ran an angle like that in a long time. You never know. Jericho suspended for 30 days. People have been giving him a reason to leave for a long time. People have said since WrestleMania he was leaving, and he swears to God he's not leaving. He just has these shows, so maybe he can take this suspension, write it off to do those shows over in Europe and come back a different kind of guy. You never know. He might be able to go down to Brazil, and people might, turn him into sort of like Ozzy Osbourne finally coming back to the Alamo after he, got banned from, I don't know if he got banned from Texas or just banned from the Alamo. But I mean, once Ozzy finally went back, he rocked the fuck out of that place, and that was a pretty historic thing. So maybe when Jericho goes back down to Brazil, maybe he'll be some sort of iconic guy that got banned from the country, so now the people love him even more. Or they could just turn into like the Shawn Michaels thing I was talking about. They could just hate him even more. But it's only 30 days. WWE has to protect itself, and going to these new places and making as much money as it can. Like I said, Brazil is a new place that I think they're going. So it's not that bad. It's only 30 days, or it could turn into even more. But they did what they had to do, and I, for the most part, agree with them.